Alrighty everyone, my name is Trundle Domination and welcome back to a new video. This one I am heading back to my Trundle Top commentary series. So I'll be going over one of my recent games on a account where I pretty much only play top and mid lane. So I can kind of highlight the strategy once again and how it's changed with the new system changes, new item changes, and the new game state in general. So for level 1 here, we are going with our classic strategy. So if you have not watched my other Trundle videos before, this is a super important part of the strategy in general, which is using our level 1 strength. So first off, let me tell you, we took as runes Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Legend Alacrity, Last Stand, Bone Plating, and Demolish, along with attack speed, attack damage, and armor. If I didn't know Udyr was going to go AP, or I would have probably changed it to a magic resist rune to kind of adapt to the matchup there. But either way, it'll be okay, as Udyr does a lot of physical damage as well. We also took Ghost to be able to run them down faster. Udyr also took Ghost, so it might be a little bit hard. But with other movement speed bonuses, we should be able to keep up with him pretty easy. We also took Teleport, which is pretty integral to this strategy in general, in order to actually be able to make tempo plays and to kind of, what's the right word? Take advantage of the map state and side lane pressure. So level 1 here, we are using our Q and Adoran's Blade for a little bit of Omnivamp in order to try to go for a strong level 1 trade. So you can see right here, I wait till he goes up in the lane, and I want to Ghost and just walk him back to tower. So we do a ridiculous amount of damage early. If I hadn't canceled that auto, I probably would have gotten the kill there. But either way, it is all right. So now what we're trying to do here is take control of the wave. If we let him have control of it, he still might hit level 2 first and be able to take advantage of us. So basically we're trying to shove the wave at the same time as keeping him off the wave and minions. You can see he still hits level 2 first anyways, but we're able to match it pretty quick. So trying to keep him zoned off the wave with our superior fighting power. Unfortunately, Udyr is a bad matchup to do this against, considering that he has incredible sustain with his W and his his passive W, the upgraded version. It's really, really good for keeping him alive in lane. Here, I'm just trying to play safe because he's in kind of the offensive position. This is what they call with offense-defense in top lane. So I can't really fight him since he has such a big wave advantage. So I'm kind of just letting the wave come to me. And, yeah, just kind of chilling and taking what minions I'm allowed to get. Volibear ghosts and tries for a rather strange lane gank here. So I just try to stay in XP range, but also keep myself out of any potential threats. My moon was also nearby, so I'm not super scared, but I can see obviously they're coming in for a dive, so I try to stay on the other side of the tower. Here, Bone Plating really saves me. I make sure I Q Volibear in order to actually get the kill on him. Triumph gives me more health and stops Udyr from being able to dive. Then with my Amumu here and his higher level, I know that we can actually chase this down. Here, it's really risky, but I know that I can steal his attack damage, so I figured that I can actually barely make it through. I walk back in the lane, which is important because I want that XP. If I let that go to waste, I might still be under leveled, even with the kill XP. So here, after getting the lane shoved out, we gotta take a recall so we can spend our gold and get our health back. So the super important concepts from this early laning phase, I kinda wanna break it down for you. Is that we were backing off when he had lane advantage, so when the wave is pushing towards us, it's a really bad idea to fight unless you have a very obvious state advantage, which we did not, since he was able to sustain back up his health. We didn't really have any sort of advantage there. By the way, on our first back, we got Recurve Bow building towards Bork because we got 2 extra kills. We're able to snowball pretty well, and Bork will also allow us to chase down the Volibear and Udyr, who have Ghost a lot easier. See here, I go for a play around the side to try and catch him off guard, but I realized his wave is too big and he was too close to level 5, so it wouldn't have done a lot of good to try and fight him there, even with item advantage. We know that the enemy jungler is bot side, so it's alright for us to play kind of aggressive here. I ping that Udyr's missing. I suspect that he might be coming mid lane. Once I see him that he is mid lane, or once I assume that he is, we don't actually have vision on him yet, I immediately start hard shoving so that we can try and pressure the tower while he's making his weird roam mid. So, especially with our demolish and our runes, we're able to get a lot of value off of just a one-wave crash like this. Get a full tower plate, and we're able to keep pressuring the wave. I actually don't want to push the wave here unless I have to. I'd rather it bounce back to me, so that I could be a little bit safer, since I don't know where Udyr is. That was a little bit of a mistake in hindsight for me right there. He tries to fight us with easily one trade. We made him pop Ghost, which is really good. His wave clear is just significantly better than ours, so we're going to kind of lose out on that front. This is actually kind of the best lane state to have for Trundle, because I am able to run him down. And if he's right in front of his tower, if I'm pushing the wave constantly in, it's going to be pretty much impossible to make a play. Here I'm doing a little trolling. I'm not really able to do anything, so I'm just waiting for the wave. So, trying out the new Trundle dance upgrade. If you didn't see that, basically the change they made is that his dance speed now scales with movement speed, so the faster you go, the faster you'll dance, and it's really funny. We know he backed off, so we're pinging missing again. Just whenever our laner leaves, we gotta make sure everyone's aware. And then we're on a hard shove now to take back control of the lane in general. Here what I'm doing is I'm trying to bait him into keep fighting because he thinks he might win. But the important part here is to get low health. Because if I get low health, then I can use my ult to gain back a bunch of HP at the last minute and kind of bait my way into a winning fight. However, his ult took a little bit more damage off of me than I thought it would, so I'm kind of forced back off. But I do have teleport, so I'll be able to come right back to lane with a pickaxe and a longsword for a lot more combat power. Now normally what I'd want to do is just freeze it here, but the problem is that since he has such good wave clear, if I actually do freeze it, then he'll just be able to clear it with no worries later on. Also, since I am in the lane in a state of advantage, it would be a lot more beneficial to pressure his tower and try to force out his teleport if he does have it, rather than just sitting back and playing passive. I want to be able to pressure my advantage and get me more gold off of it. And you can see that choice to pressure advantage got me an extra tower plate that I wouldn't have gotten. Extra plate and a half, really, that I would not have gotten if I had chosen to freeze. Now you can argue that the XP might have been more beneficial for me, but I think that I made the right decision in this game. Since I do have a 2-kill advantage, it's better to just pressure the lane and force a bounce back so that I can fight him when he's closer to my tower and I'm able to run him down. There's a lot of strategy that goes into this. And laning phase is a huge, I don't know what the right word is. It's basically just a huge power struggle. So with the top lane, there's a general consensus that there's multiple stages or states of advantage and disadvantage as you go throughout the lane. So like I said, there's a few obvious ones, like obviously if he's level 8 and I'm level 7, he has an advantage. But like I was talking about earlier, if he has the wave pushing towards me, that is a huge, huge advantage for him specifically. So if that gives him so much more combat power, if I hit him, that whole wave is going to hit me. And that just helps with so many more kills, and minions deal so much more damage than people think they do. So those are more obvious states of advantage, but obviously there's ones like mana and health and kind of those more, I don't know what the right word is, like instinctive advantages. But here he tries to fight me. I end up just going all in for it because my moon was coming, but it turns out I didn't even need to. Now here I killed him, and I know he doesn't have TP from the still from on cooldown from earlier, so it's another hard shove moment. If I can get more plates out of it, that's a win for me. Now his TP is coming up soon, so I actually don't remember if I'm able to get much off of this. But either way, we want to hard shove it, that'll deny him some minions. That wave would have been too big to freeze too, without losing much HP anyways. He still has a little bit of cooldown on his teleport, I'm able to get something out of this. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. I get a full 2 plates off of that kill there. And that's what I'm saying about forcing the bounce back. I forced the bounce back, and it made him have to come right here. And that's basically what saved me there. So since he was forced to push all the way back out, I was actually able to get a free kill off of it. So now we're kind of forced to recall here. We have no mana to fight, and he just came back with more items. So it's pretty crucial that our Mumu goes in defense tower here. So that's what I ping him to do. We really shouldn't try to engage on it here. We know that Volibear's over there from the ward that I placed. They're able to get the kill on him there, and I can't really affect it in time, which is unfortunate. Looks like Volibear wants to go for another questionable dive. We're able to push him off, nothing much comes of it. It's unfortunate that Amumu got caught here. Really, he should have just kept kiting back to tower, considering that I wasn't there to help. But it's no big deal at this point. I'm ahead enough with all these tower plates that Udyr still can't do much against me. And here, we're following kind of the same pattern here. Since we are in a state of advantage generally with kills and gold, it's much easier if we shove into the enemy turret. And then try to look for plays such as this, where we're able to roam over and try to fight the enemy jungler. And with Orc movement speed bonus, it's pretty easy to see. I almost got the kill there. My W was still on cooldown, so it was pretty hard for me to actually take advantage of it. I would have taken this fruit right here, but it was already crashing into my turret, and I definitely didn't want to lose XP for cannon, if not even the gold. Ended up getting it anyways, which is nice. Now we know that he's either roaming or back, so it's another hard shove moment. And you'll see later in the game I get TM out too, which really helps with this. I goof up a lot of minions here, but it's okay. We're hard shoving and just taking a recall since we're low on mana. It's not worth trying to pressure tower, because if he shows back up, then we're going to be pretty much done for. Since we don't have R and we don't have Ghost. My goal in this kind of play is to try and help out Dragon, but I see him show back up in lane, so I know with his wave clear, I'm not going to have time to affect it. So I'm kind of forced to go back top lane, which is unfortunate, but it's okay, because the first and second Dragon don't really matter anyways, especially with this split push strategy. It's more important to just keep him from getting more gold, and to try and get more gold for myself. You can see here, I Ghost to respond to his, but he ends up being too fast with his E movement speed. So I basically waste my Ghost again, which I'm trying to work on. I'm not used to playing against other laners with Ghost, so that's something I kind of have to work on. I'm used to always being faster than someone if I pop Ghost, but I had to kind of realize that's not always the case. Again, on our back here, we got more AD, so we're kind of leaning into just a hyper-aggressive trade whenever you let us kind of attitude here. With the Bork healing, we have a lot of extra sustain as well. Not to mention our passive. I back off here because I don't know exactly where Volibear is. And I also try to go for this sneaky wraparound play. This is one that I love doing with this alcove up here. If you just walk back in here and I ward over to see if they're like waiting in this bush or something. But the second they push up in the lane, I get to wrap around and go for another play on them. Although he was pretty quick to the draw, so I figured it would be a great option. Able to slow him down enough and get another kill there. You can see his immediate success with dueling power is rather crazy. He is insanely powerful in those 1v1 scenarios, and that's why Trundle is a great top laner. He's very underrated at the moment. On most tier lists, I see him as B or even C tier, but I think that he really stands up to a lot of the meta top laners. Obviously, Udyr is not super meta, but I mean, pretty much anyone but Darius and Olaf. He can beat at level 1 and can chase down and murder very easily. And that's kind of the goal of this. As for a little just general guidance right now, Trinity Force is very broken. The new changes they did to it made it an ultra powerful item, and the movement speed, ability haste, and attack damage just do really well with Trundle in general. So it's a super valuable item for him, and it does really well with his scalings and with his strengths. Additionally, the Sheep passive works on towers and helps us just obliterate turrets even easier. On our next back, if I remember correctly, we're building towards Ravenous Hydra. So that's going to be kind of the goal here. Yeah, I see you get the Tiamat and Vampiric Scepter. The Ravenous is really going to help us, first off, stack up attack damage, which we're going to need for dueling, but also just get through these waves with less issue. I have teleports, you can see I'm just waiting. I know I'm going to teleport back to tower. I think I was waiting for a little bit more gold. There it is. I know that Udyr is roaming again, so it's kind of to my, it's in my favor to just hard shove, because I know that he cannot fight me, and even if Volibear comes, I'm pretty confident I can win the 1v2 at this point in time. So we're just going through and hard shoving the wave, and trying to immediately put pressure on this top lane turret. There's no objective bot side to trade it for, which would be the ideal scenario, but I'm confident that I can kill whoever comes my way. So it's pretty favorable for me right now to just hard shove. You can see I'm getting collapsed on here. I nearly did not make it out of that. If I had made it out of the Hextech thing, I could have ulted Volibear, gotten his resistances, and maybe stood a chance. But that's death I mostly attribute to lack of map awareness and lack of vision. I really should not have pushed when I didn't know where Volibear was. And Victor was coming out of base, and I knew that. I just didn't expect Victor and Volibear, which is kind of a lapse in judgment on my part. But either way, it's okay. I did give away a shutdown, but I'll be able to get back on the map and put pressure on before the next major objective anyways. So it's not a huge loss, especially if my team is doing pretty good in the fight over here. But it was pretty careless, so that is something I have to work on in the future. Now this is another kind of side of the pressure. So when I'm teaching this side lane strategy for solo queue, I always talk about the pressure of you pressuring either top lane or bot lane and allowing your allies to have a better fight around objectives. But here I'm kind of playing the other role. So I know that they have pressure in mid, and I know that I can use that pressure to keep the enemies here, and we can use it to take Ripper. So this is really what your allies should be doing if you're pressuring a side lane. So let's say if I was bot right now, then it would kind of force enemies to come respond to me so that my team can go and take Ripper. So this is another really important aspect. Communication is ridiculously underrated in League of Legends in general, especially in solo queue, since your allies don't really know what's going on. It's much better if you're able to kind of point them in the right direction. Little break here. Coming towards a fight. Udyr goes down, but there's not much else to affect it with, so I'm just heading straight for this turret. Kind of back to what I was saying, if you're able to ping your allies on the objective, it makes it so much easier and clear for them to know what to do as a decision. Sometimes, of course, they will listen to you, and they'll just blame you and say, oh, whatever. But that's always going to happen. It's kind of unavoidable. So it's always just going to be better if you ping. So like right now, I'm pressuring top side. What I really want my allies to do is go set up Drake. What I might do here, rather than, I mean, they try to collapse on me, but that allows my team here to come and put vision down and get ready and set up in the bot side. So ideally what I do here, I don't think I actually ping enough in this game, just generally, but basically you should be spam pinging. Oh yeah, see, I pinged the Drake right there. It was just once. So basically you can spam ping the objective that's on the other side of the map, so that your allies might be more inclined to respond to what's going on down there, and let you pressure the map properly. So here I know that we need to pressure top side, because since Drake is spawning, I want my team able to have full control of the area. So you can see that it does exactly as I planned, as Volibear and Brand both come over to me, allowing a numbers advantage fight in bot lane. It turns out very well in favor of my team. So now I'm just hard shoving once again. Volibear is kind of forced to head bot side, but I know that I can just take down the turret. With only one person here, it's pretty impossible for them to stop me. So I just go ahead and take down the turret here. I almost outstepped the W there, but it's no problem. Now I'm basically just inting to get this. I do also Volibear to try and be able to take him down. And you see I do honestly pretty well, considering, but you can see my pressure and them having to send 3 for me allowed my team to rip Herald to the bottom. And that's why this strategy is just so insanely powerful. Now, they're definitely overstaying here, and they're going to get punished for it hard. But the real victory, which is these 2 inhibitors, is completely ours. So we still got a hard win out of this situation. As for an item, you can see we are building towards that Trinity Force with this 3-item component. We don't have quite enough gold for it yet. Now they are hoping to go take that Drake, which they might be able to do, but either way, like I said, with both of these pressures, Baron will be free for us, and we'll be able to get a lot more done here. I thought they might all be on Drake, so I went for kind of a silly teleport here, but I'm able to ghost it out. I was really hoping that they would all be over there, and then I could just take down this 3rd inhib, even if I was going to int for it, would have been worth it. But either way, the teleport gives me free access over here to pressure bot side as they do it, as they try to fight around this Drake. So basically, I'm threatening an end to the game here, and that's the important part. So I force Victor to back. You can see that Brand is also recalling, while thinking about it anyway. Victor's superior wave clear is able to kind of push me off the dragon, or push me off the base rather, but I'm trying to just keep pressure up while keeping myself high. So now that I'm able to get close to him, it's pretty easy to get close enough to take him down with me at least. And this is kind of a silly death, but the super minions were able to take down the tower because they were focused on me, and my team gets a huge numbers advantage fight around Drake and allows them to secure it. And we almost actually take down the 2nd Nexus turret, which is crazy. So I'd say overall that's still worth it, even though it was a little bit silly, because I kind of overchased with Victor. Ideally, what I would do is probably just kind of keep pressuring through top here, and just keep myself safe and back off, and not overcommit for the Victor kill and let Xayah get a free shutdown. But either way, we are just pinging for assistance on Baron now. There's 2 inhibs and there's no objective bot lane. Baron is kind of the obvious choice for us. Unfortunately, our Ezreal gets picked off there, as well as our Lux. So I am just taking a backdoor route into their base at the moment, and hoping to be able to end this once and for all. However, I see Victor on the minions, and there's other people who can back very, very easily, so I know that I don't really have a chance. So I'm kind of forced to recall here. I would have tried to help my team, but I wouldn't have been able to make it there in time without fighting a crazy disadvantage fight. Oh, I don't remember this part. I actually do cancel my recall. Seems like I want to try and backdoor the base here. I think I do end up going mid lane, I believe. I think I end up flanking this. I'm spotted on the minions, but I'm able to take it down and survive, mostly thanks to my Bork and Ravenous healing. So now with the ADC shut down, it's pretty much a free Baron up here. I want to hit the Scuttle Crab just to heal myself back up, and then I can start tanking this. And with the minions in their base, it's pretty impossible for them to do anything. And another important thing to talk about with pressure is that minions, especially super minions, give you pretty much perma pressure on the enemies. Now I'm just trying to shove out the waves and get the minions into the base with us. Because if we're able to attack from multiple fronts, that's the easiest way to win once you have Baron buff. So you want to get at least 2 out of the 3 lanes, ideally all 3, But the most important part with getting Baron minions in lanes is that we're able to keep ourselves alive while doing it. So we can push Baron minions all we want, but if we die every time, we're gonna lose that huge advantage, which is having Baron. See, I'm kind of wrapping around the side here. I'm looking for an angle on the Nexus if they commit to a fight on my team. I see this inhib respawn, so I just want to go for it. Go ahead and R Udyr and just start beating him down. Nothing for him to do there. And it makes the Nexus pretty free to grab. And that is one of my better Trundle games, and I will see you guys in the after scene. Thank you. Alrighty everyone, welcome back to the outro section. This is the game we just played, and you can see we ended with a score of 7-3-1 with just over 200 CS. As a general overview of the game, we were ahead pretty much the whole time. There was not a single time when they were ahead, although this part where they were able to kill all 5 of us did do a huge chunk in the gold lead. We were still able to stay strong. So I wanted to look at the graphs here. You can see damage all the champions. We dealt a good amount. Our team did a lot more, which makes sense because we were mostly side laning. But our damage is nothing to laugh at, considering we did a lot compared to the rest of our team who weren't actively fighting pretty much the whole game. The other thing I want to look at, where is it? Total damage to turrets. So, Ziggs actually did more than us, which is shocking, since they were able to take in through bot and mid lane. It makes sense, and his execute on towers does a lot of damage. But we still did way more than anyone else in the game, ignoring Ziggs. And yeah, so we kind of did our job looking at our runes. We got a lot of value at a lethal tempo. We got an extra 160 gold and restored 600 health from Triumph. We completed our alacrity at a good time. We got a lot of value out of Last Stand, as well as Demolish. We got an extra 3,000 turret damage, which is amazing. So thank you guys for watching and looking at my side lane solo queue strategy. Have a fantastic day and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.